Well, I got my starter pulled out. I've done this twice, 3 or 4 times now, actually. Starters are one of the things I do the most. So after having done this for a few times, I thought I'd share some things that I do. So the tools you need are pretty simple. These are the bolts that the starter uses. Some trucks may have 6 points. These are 12 points. 5/8 12 point. And that's just a regular standard socket that has 12 splines. And then you need a 19 millimeter for the nuts that hold the electrical wiring down to it. And then this little 8 millimeter wrench is all that you use to hold down this little hot wire that goes on top of the solenoid. So I've found that with starters, the easiest thing to do is to use using a large extension that reaches the entire length of the starter body. So that way you can get around it when it's inside. So this is the back bolt, and then I'll be able to get my ratchet right here on the end of this swivel joint and you know, tighten it down. One of the other things you need to keep in mind with the starter, when you pull your starter off, if you do this yourself, these 6 bolts here, they hold down this mounting plate. And your mounting plate, when they come out of the factory, like these Delcos, the mounting plate is rotated. So your starter may need this mounting plate to be in a different position. So you want to undo these 4. There's 6, and then rotate them around, and then you won't have an issue. So this one's been rotated. This is the original one that was on it when I bought the truck. I took this one off. I have the old one, a different one that I had put on here, but it's got a different, it's rotated a little bit different, and I can show you what that looks like. So here is another starter I have. This is the second starter for the truck. And you might be wondering, why on earth are you changing starters so much? I had a bad alternator, and that alternator toasted 2 sets of batteries and 2 starters before I finally realized it was the alternator. So I put a new alternator on, and as a consequence, I've destroyed the solenoids because of that bad alternator and the voltage fluctuations. But I did want to show you what this mounting plate looks like. And Delco Remy puts them all on the same way, and I wanted to show you. So we'll go drag this thing over here to the other one. Ugh. I love old trucks, but sometimes they can be difficult. So if I hold that up, you can see the position of that plate is different if you look at the spine here. That's how you know you need to switch it. So my spine is in the center of that mounting bracket, and this spine here is almost towards this hole. So it fit on there the first time, but it was very tight fit. So if you change these, you need to adjust this mounting plate to the proper position. Okay, so I've got the starters put away. Before I put this new one on that I have down here, I was looking down in here, and the mounting surface is a bit dirty and covered in grease and hard oil, and I want to have a good smooth fit, so I'm just going to kind of scrub some of this off. Somebody commented a couple weeks ago that they'd like a video on how I run my operation. Well, I'm a one-man show right now, and maybe someday I'll be a big man show. I don't know. Have a lot of people. My dad is going to come join me in a couple of months, and it'll be a 2-man show. That'll be fun. He's going to be driving this one, so I'm trying to eat all of these bad problems before he gets in it. But mostly, to be honest with you, sometimes I feel like I'm flying by the seat of my pants. And I got problems I got to deal with left and right. It's part of living in this world, especially being a truck driver. And I do a lot of stuff myself. Almost as much as I can myself. Sometimes I do it myself because it's cheaper. Most of the time I do it myself because I'm about the only person I trust to touch my things. Because every time I've ever let somebody work on my stuff, that I mean almost without fail, just at random shops across the country, you're just gonna have issues because people are just not very careful and don't care about what they're doing. And that's just reality. So I do a lot of stuff myself. I noticed that some of these holes are pretty dirty. I'm just gonna take my hoof pick and a towel, clean out some of these holes. That's a lot better. Just like that. Okay. Cool. Just gotta figure it out. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and drop that new starter down in here. It's ready to go. I'll have to move the camera back though, guys. Here's my red hot leads, there's my black negatives. Set those off. Fuel line, I'm just gonna wiggle it right between all this stuff. Okay, it's nice and careful. Just like that. Bolt. Extension. Alright, with one bolt holding it in, I can just kind of let it hang. I've got some hoses in the way of everything. Make sure everything is free and clear and not ruining it. See, there's the bolt. So one bolt's going to hold it in. This little red solenoid hot wires and to come in through here on the top. It's gonna bolt screw right into here, but I'll hook all the wiring up as soon as I get all these bolts in. So I'm just gonna get on the truck and just make sure it's all nothing's getting pinched. No pinches. Gonna get under there and I'm gonna put in this bolt for the starter. Okay, so I've got the bolt started on the threads. I'm going to just take my long extension, my arms down under here, find the bolt, take my ratchet, Okay, so I took the third bolt and I just put my hand back here and screwed it in. See my fingers wiggling, I think. Yep. Fresh starter sometimes wants to be tough. So I'm going to stick my socket back here, that long extension just like this. Grab it around and then just going to slowly tighten everything down. Okay, so I had tightened the bottom one just a little bit too much, and it was causing the starter to bind up and not go in very smooth. So you can see this gap here. You don't want to have any gaps when you put this together. You should be able to just very freely and easily go fit flush just like that. So because it is now, I can rotate things smooth. Do this by hand. I'm going to go ahead and stick my ratchet right here through the back and get that done. So slide it through here. Let me move this camera so you guys can kind of see this. So there's my socket. It's on top of, now it's inside of the, it's gone ahead and grabbed the bolt, so I'm going to just pull this camera out so I can do this. Just about as simple as that. Although experience may vary, your experience may suck. I would just say, if that's the case, just stay calm and it'll all work out. So as I tighten this bolt for the starter here on the back, if you watch, this gap is slowly going to close. I'll probably just speed this process up on camera so you guys don't have to watch me do 3 clicks at a time. That's going nice and smooth. Whenever I do something myself, I like to do the hardest part first. So the hardest part for this starter is definitely this back bolt. 100%. Get that knocked out of the way. Okay, that's gonna go ahead and tighten down now. I won't go super tight, just, you know, cow trucker tight, I guess. Before I pull that ratchet out, I do want to show you. So if you have that long extension, it reaches the whole length of the body, swivel nut or swivel joint, and then your ratchet. And then just all kind of pulls off nice and easy. There you go. There's a socket. I've just been setting everything up on top of the engine. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do this one next. Perfect. And then I can just reach the bottom one from here. So I'll just, I guess I'll move the camera down there so you guys can see it. Okay, so you can see the bolt is right there. And there's the ratchet. So I'm going to grab it and I'm going to just do it from the top. go ahead and tighten it by hand a little bit first. Almost got it. Okay, so it's tight, and I just give it a little pressure. Done. Starter's on, guys. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put on my leads. So your negatives go here on the back, your positives go here on the top of the solenoid, and you put on your little solenoid hot switch or hot wire. I can actually just use a Phillips head instead of an 8mm wrench, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grab one real quick in my toolbox. Be back in a second. Okay, so we're just gonna very carefully unscrew this. I want to lose this washer. I got really good fingers. So here's my hot wire. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it here underneath all of this stuff. Grab it. Jeez, come on, come here. There we go. Down, make sure it's on there straight. Need to crank it down super tight. There we go. Now before I forget, I like to put dielectric grease on everything before I use this stuff. So just take a pinch of grease. Well, that wasn't a pinch. Oh well, it's gonna get a lot of grease, I guess. And it's not even gonna get on there. Whatever. That was a mistake. Okay, let's pull this little plug off. Screw that. Go. Just going to take my 19mm and get that on there. that's tight. Let's go ahead and do the negatives. I'll have to unscrew that. I do need to be careful. I didn't unplug my batteries. It's a big no-no, but I'm so frustrated with this sometimes. You got corners, I guess. That's never good. Leave everything like you found it. It's got the black lead here, washer. Put this one on. That's my ground. I have to pull my. It's gonna be a tight fit. Come on, just stay on there. Oh, for fuck's sake. There we go. Okay. And that's plenty tight. And for the last step, let's try to not be obscene with this stuff this time. Just helps with corrosion and water. Just put some right there, especially with these copper leads. Okay. Let me get everything off of the top of the rocker cover here, and let's go ahead and start it. See if I know what I'm doing or if I'm a dummy. I'm done with this. I'm gonna put all my stuff away. I really need to do an overhead adjustment, but I'm at about 150,000-ish miles on it. But I have not had any good weather. It's been always really windy for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. So as soon as it's not windy, I'm gonna pop this sucker off and get all this done. Your Detroit has all your valve lash and injector lash settings and everything on it already. And I've got a Detroit service manual PDF, which has got a lot of good info. So, oh, I guess I will show you. You know, picture didn't happen. Did get the new alternator on there. Brand new. Only thing that fits on mine is 140 amp. So, got this off, that torqued down to 80 foot-pounds. Getting this pulley off was a little tricky. I took a screwdriver there and my hoof pick here, because I didn't have a T-puller. And together with both of them, I pulled and it slid right off, so not a big deal. Anyways, now that this is gonna start, I can go to a Blue Beacon and get it washed, because I haven't been able to get it washed, because every time I get water on it, it doesn't turn on. It's been driving me crazy. So, see you guys in the next one.